It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's webinar on behalf of IMS, the Princeton Review Vashi, where we will be diving into the strategies and mindset required to succeed on the GMAT, which is again a critical step for anyone aspiring to pursue a graduate business education. As many of you already know, the GMAT remains a key component of admissions to top business schools worldwide. Beyond simply just being a standardized test, it is a measure of your analytical reasoning, quantitative aptitude, and verbal proficiency, all essential skills for succeeding in a rigorous MBA or business master's program. A strong GMAT score can strengthen your application, open doors to competitive programs, and even qualify you for merit-based scholarships. Whether you're just starting your journey or deep into your study plan, you have already taken an important step by showing up today, and that already sets you apart. We are incredibly excited to have a very special guest with us today, someone who knows the GMAT inside out, not just in theory, but in practice. Our speaker today scored an impressive 715, and he's here with us today to share not only strategies and insights, but also his honest journey, what worked, what didn't, and how he navigated the new format with confidence. So, get your notebooks ready, bring your questions, and most importantly, be open to learning from someone who has walked the path and raced to the top. So, without further ado, join me with virtual claps in welcoming our guest speaker, Aditya Patil, as he shares his approach to preparing effectively, managing stress, and ultimately achieving success on the GMAT. So, before I hand over the mic to Aditya, let me give you a brief about him. So, Aditya Patil is a young and dynamic entrepreneur who hails from Bombay and is involved in the import and export business and has got 5 years of work experience. My co-host today is Mr. Babanpreet Singh, who also happens to be the quant faculty for Aditya. So, welcome, Aditya.
Yeah, namaste. Hi, glad to
Hi.
be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. So, how does it feel to be back in touch with IMS?
Yeah, feels good. I mean, it's been a long time. It's been a few months. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Aditya, we know a little bit about you. I think Babanpreet knows a lot about you. But for the audience who's new here today, can you just introduce yourself and give a little bit background about your profile?
So, hi everyone. Nice to meet you all. So, I'm Aditya. I finished my production engineering in the year 2020. Since then, I've been an entrepreneur. I've been involved in various businesses. Currently, I'm in the export of bananas to the Gulf countries. And I would say, along with my business, to give it a global perspective, I thought an MBA is a good way to do that. So that's how I came to this journey and, decided to give my GMAT.
Great. So, can you tell everybody how did you find about IMS the Princeton Review and what made you choose it for the GMAT preparation?
Actually, that's a very funny story. I mean, I didn't have any study about it. The thing is, in the Vashi where the classes are there, IMS classes, next to the building, I was having a meeting with the CA, and there we decided, we need access to some business conferences. So they said, okay, then the building next door, there's a classes, go there. So I went, I asked the watchman, Array, which floor is this MBA classes? And they said, go to the sixth floor. And here I am. So I didn't do any research as such. I just was a good happenstance that I'm here.
So, we should be thankful to the location as well.
Yeah, exactly. The location. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. Aditya, I would like to ask you that when you came over here, you gave your first diagnostic test. I'll go straight into your preparation. What was your diagnostic test score?
It was 455.
It was 455. Do you remember what was the breakup of that? Different sectional scores?
No, I don't remember that. I must have
No,
had.
no, that is fine. No, no, that is fine. Okay. So how long did it take you to actually give the GMAT? How long did you prepare with us?
I think the usual this thing, the 3 month preparation that IMS has, no, 12 weekends, 24 classes, that and a few mocks I gave for a month or so, and the registration.
Okay,
Nothing more
okay,
than that.
okay,
That was it.
okay. So it was just the classes and 1 month of preparation that we are considering over here. So approximately 4 months.
Yeah, you could say that. Yes.
Okay. And now I would like to ask you, what was the role of your mentors in this? I know I'm included in it, but still, what was the role of your mentors in it?
No, of course. I mean, you and I would say Zakira ma'am as well, both of you. I mean, it was very important your role. First of all, laying the foundation. I mean, I of course I have given a lot of these exams, competitive exams before. So, but those exams were all aptitude exams, not quantitative and all those things. And I always felt that I mean, I for me, quantitative is a strength, being from an engineering background as well. But when I gave my GMAT diagnostics, I felt that this is quite different from all the other tests. I mean, that's why GMAT is, renowned all over the world, because it's not simply asking questions, it's reasoning behind it. So to lay the base for that, the mentors played a big role. So thank you for that.
So, okay. So was it a transformative journey for you? Did it help you in different manners apart from just GMAT?
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, the reasoning aspect, it really helps everywhere in the business world as well. So really, I think there is a reason that GMAT is like that, because and it's colleges give a lot of respect to the GMAT and recognition as well, because once you are in that frame of mind of reasoning of the questions, you perform better as a student in those classes as well, and when you come out in the real world also, I think that really prepares you. So GMAT in
Hmm.
that sense is a very apt exam.
Okay. Okay. So Mercy, do you
Okay.
have your questions?
Yes, yes. So, Aditya, you told us about your classroom preparation and how laying the foundation and a proper mindset helped you, right? So, I would want to know what are the changes that you brought in your preparation after your course was over?
Uh, I mean, changes, I think I just followed the my plan that was given, and I actually gave two attempts. So my first attempt was a score of 645, and at that time the teachers were happy with the score. I mean, not you, but Zakira ma'am was happy because I got a good score in verbal at least. But then I think the from 645 to 715 was a really special time for me. I implemented a lot of new things from myself. But I
I
think
agree to disagree on this,
I know
but yeah.
I said not you, because I mean, I would be honest, being quantitative, like my strength, I got a 66 percentile in my first attempt, and then it went from 66 to 100 percentile. So a lot of silly mistakes and messes I did there.
So you mentioned about my plans. What exactly is my plan? Most of the students might be knowing, but someone who doesn't know what was the my plan.
So the my plan was basically how we'll, it had a lot of questions, questionnaires, and all those things. And I felt, I mean, honestly, I did not finish the entire my plan. I must have completed 70% of it, maybe 70 to 80% also. But
Hmm.
it prepared me enough. I mean, there were these easy, medium, and hard difficulty questions. So being used to solving those questions really, helps a lot. I think compared to the my plan, because I was solving 20 easy together, then 20 medium together, 20 hard together. In GMAT, you don't get all 20 hard difficulty questions at once. So when you're prepared that way, GMAT feels a little bit light on the lighter side.
Okay. Okay. So over here, what we are mentioning is basically the progress track, the homework that was concerned, not the my
Yeah,
plan.
yeah.
My plan is basically the strategy sessions that we had. Now, my question was how those strategy sessions helped you.
Oh, first of all, I mean the planning which to take first, the three
Yeah. exactly, to be precise, how you should be going about a particular section. For example, for quants, I was letting you know, okay, this is the thing you need to do. For verbal, the verbal faculty was helping you. So what was the approach with the my plans? How were you going about it? Were you following the advices that we were providing you? How was it?
Yeah, I think that was very, apart from the lectures, the My Plan was a very personalized approach, I feel, because for everybody it's different. Everyone's strengths are different. And with My Plan, I mean, having I would say 5 to 6 mocks, for practice, we were able to experiment a lot with the order of the sections. So we tried verbal first, then a break, and all those things. And I think there's a question. Okay, we'll come back to.
Don't worry, we'll come. So
Yeah.
everyone who's present over here. So first, there are some general questions regarding his preparation that the faculties have. After we are done with the questions, we'll open the question Q&A, and then you all may type in your questions. We'll answer that one by one. Don't worry, everyone would get the chance.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, the personalization helped, of course, for this thing. And I would say for me, we finally went on with quants first, then DI, and then break, and then verbal. So that worked best for me.
Yeah. So GMAT has three sections, which allows you to choose among six different orders of your sections. So Aditya basically worked on two different orders over there. First one was quants, DI, and then verbal, which he eventually went on to. And the one that you experimented was, what was the
We
one that you
experimented 2, 3 more. I mean, we did one
okay?
verbal first, and then DI and
Hmm.
quants, then verbal, then quants and DI, and we did quite a few things. Yeah,
And the one that worked best for you was quants, DI, and then verbal,
break
with
and
a
then
break between DI and verbal.
yeah, yes, correct, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So, Aditya, you have very well defined how the mocks kind of help, and those I mean, we have a few existing students who will now also, understand the importance of the My Plans, and those who are new will understand how the My Plans at IMS, the Princeton Review, kind of helps. So, my question is on the resources part now. So, you already had the books that we provided. You had the mocks. So can you tell me, did you use any additional resource for your preparation as well?
No, I don't believe in having like accumulating a lot of things. I mean, I've tried these things before, it doesn't work. And the study material that was provided by IMS itself was huge. I mean, I think it's a waste of time to, try to go on and have more and more books. The IMS books also are still untouched by me. I just used the PDFs that were given, and I think that was enough. If you pay attention in the class, I would say this. I mean, I have seen this through school as well. If you pay attention in the class, your basics are clear, and that's you just have to practice. I mean, that's really all it takes. Whatever doubts you have, you get them cleared from the teachers. If you do that, then you're there.
Great,
Yeah,
because a
you
strong
were saying.
foundation is very important, right? Yes, you're saying
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think for those who have given mocks, I would say one thing on a personal level, my advice would be for the students that when I was giving the mocks, I wasn't really getting good scores. Of course, I was, back of the mind, you have this feeling that this is just a mock, right? But I would say from the 645 score that I had in my mocks also, I didn't get that much. So it was, the state of my mind that was there during the 645 score and the 715 score. So on a personal level, I implemented a lot of things. So I mean, like for example, I started this when I after I gave my first attempt, I came back home and I decided, okay, next month I'll give my second attempt, and I was very confident. For 21 days or more than that, I started a proper schedule. I got into a habit of waking up on a proper time and then doing some breathing practices, some meditation practices. And I did my breakfast on time. And I literally, what I did was, so I'm giving my exam on 10:30, at 10:30. 1.5 hour before that, I'll be in travel, right? I'll be in the cab. So I'll have to, so I basically, brought those kind of scenarios in my home So for 1.5 hours, I'll just be silent. I'll not be doing anything, not looking at the books or not even like, nothing, just chill. And so basically, it was like, that story of Michael Phelps when he, before the Olympic swimming, he first brought himself, to normalize all that is going to happen. So that's what I did for a few days. And that was the turning point for me.
Yes, like you have correctly said, and like 21 days, it helps you build a habit. So you basically habituated yourself and prepared yourself for the test day. So now that we are already talking about how you prepared for the test day, can you also share a few additional strategies for the test day, like how you plan to approach the exam apart from conditioning your environment? That I think will really be helpful to all the test takers that we have today.
Think for the exam, first of all, I think on the first attempt, it was all new for me. I mean, I felt like I was going to get my passport done. It was so much security. I've never seen that for any other exam. So I was a bit nervous. I mean, you're not allowed to take your water bottle and anything inside. I was just in my mind, a pani yoga, tissue, and all this, everything. But so that nervousness was there. And secondly, I was a bit anxious. I mean, you study all those things in class, you solve the questions, in practice, you do everything. But when you go there, you have to keep a very calm mind. Like you can't let anything bother you. After the exam, you'll be like, oh, I should have, it should have tried this or should have done that. But it's all a waste if you can't do it at that, present moment. So as I said, being having a calm mind, all the meditation helped me a lot. And second was I have this habit that before an exam, I will never open a book or try to revise. We have to be like confident if for let's say coming up till the exam, if you have practiced enough, that's it. You're basically using up all your energy before the exam, all your mental energy you're using up before the exam if you're sitting in the car or wherever and just going through all the notes or trying to use up. So it is very important that you save your energy for the exam and not do anything else. That really helped. Yeah.
So they are approaching every section one on one.
Mhm.
So in the very first attempt in a quant section, you got a 66th percentile. What was the reason behind it? How many questions did you attempt out of the 21 questions we have?
I'll tell you, I made a silly mistake. Only two questions were wrong in that quant section. But the last question, I chose the option, but I did not click submit. So I was just sitting there and I forgot to click submit. And I was just analyzing, access all these things, and it was the biggest blunder. So that's
So
why I'm saying
basically, Aditya would
you
have
have to be
scored
calm.
so Aditya would have scored a very good score if he would have marked in an answer for 21st question, even if it was incorrect. Because always tell this in the class also that penalty of leaving a question unanswered is way more than marking it incorrect. So even if he's having two questions incorrect, his score should not have been 66th percentile. It was that because he left the question unattempted.
The funny thing is, you always say this in the class that never leave it unattempted, and I still made the same mistake. So that's why it's very important. Your frame of mind really it is very important. And after all, I feel that in GMAT, it's not that the questions are very difficult. It's that you
Hmm.
have a limited amount of time in 2 minutes. So you have
Correct.
to carry out a lot of brain processing. So in a short amount of time, which is of course what they want in their colleges also, their students to do, and in the working environment as well. So in order to do that, I mean, you have all the my plan, that is good. Yes, you understand, clear the basics, that is important. And you have to do your own, efforts to increase your brain capacity to be able to withstand, high pressure situations, which are anyway going to help you further in life. But for the GMAT also, you start doing that, it will really bring that practice in you. So that I would really advise everyone to do that.
Okay. Now, so your first section was quantitative reasoning. The next one was data insights. Now, data insights as a section is really difficult for many students over here. So, how did you tackle DI?
See, for me, I just feel that DI is like a mix of quants and verbals. If you have done your work in verbal and your quants are good, your foundation is good, then you can tackle DI very easily. Basically, there is a lot of information to be processed in DI, correct? So if you are good at this thing, the what do you call the questions? The passage ones. So passage again,
Multi-source reasoning,
yeah, in the verbal, I'm saying. No, no,
Reading
reading
comprehension.
comprehension.
yeah, reading comprehension, the passages. So if you are used to, reading all that, processing all the information, and then that same thing you apply in DI, I think that is enough. And DI, you have to be also be comfortable with all the types of questions. In quants
Hmm.
and verbal, it's easy. You know what is going to come. DI, sometimes we miss there is another window, another table, another graph to look at. That you just have to practice a lot. I think I can't really, from my point of view, I don't have any special thing for DI. I feel that it's a mix of quants and verbal. If you practice them both, DI could be done.
So we need to build on both quants and verbal if we want to get a good score in DI. Now, your third section, verbal. Now, a person from an engineering background always finds verbal to be a bit difficult. How did you get a good score in your verbal part? How were you able to manage that?
Initially, I would say initially before like it's the GMAT and even the mocks, I was going a
Hmm.
bit wrong. So I was thinking verbal hai, so I'll read some newspaper articles or do something like that, try to improve my English or something, as if that's going to work, but it doesn't. Verbal has very specific, no, actually Zakira ma'am shared a PDF with me. It's a 6-page PDF, and it had all the types of questions, the question stem and everything. And it was so helpful that before like one day before the exam, I went to her and I asked her, okay, what does this mean, what does this mean? And we just went through that PDF, and that itself is enough. Like, you don't have to worry about what is going to come. I think for verbal specifically, if you're able to understand the type of question that is given and what it's asking, it's done. And we also have a very funny thing. If anybody has seen the Khichdi movie, it's a funny movie. In that Praful character, he does this, all those things. So Zakira ma'am made that joke, like, do this, and it really worked with verbal because the language is so confusing. Sometimes you look at an option and you're like, does this really talk about that in the question, right? No, like, leave it out. So doing that helped me quickly remove all the unnecessary options. And have verbal was my weakest, but I got a 94 percentile on verbal, so that made me really happy. Quants, though, it was a silly mistake. I had to work on that, but verbal, I'm very happy. So that PDF, if I think you can share it with everybody. If I think it must be there. So that really helped me.
Yeah, yeah.
Verbal,
Everyone who is attending the webinar would receive that after the webinar
and
over the
nobody
PPT.
fret about your English capacity in verbal. It's just understanding the questions. You know that it's done. It's done.
Actually, the good thing is that along with that PDF, we have also incorporated a few demo and dummy question types, which is now available with something that we call as the verbal review book. So, which you did not get at that time, but our current students, they have it along with, one particular question. That's a dummy question. I mean,
Yeah.
understanding from the question stem and then also solving a question and then going into the particular question. So we have worked on that and transformed it into a particular book now.
Oh.
So you
So
would
that
have seen that had
I
you visited us
Yeah, yeah. No,
in the
because
center.
I'll say that I don't think a lot of this thing is required. I mean, you going through, I don't know, hundreds and thousands of questions. That's not required. You do few questions, but you understand like what the test wants from you. You'll be able to crack it. I think if you go through that plan and you understand the basics, it'll be good enough. That is good enough to get a good score.
Great. So like you said, it's always quality that matters.
Yeah.
It's not the quantity, doing 100 questions, but then not understanding where your mistakes are can always be difficult.
Don't
So
do them
actually,
like
Aditya, yeah.
doing work, it's not good. Yeah, please.
Yes, yeah. So no, actually, this is so insightful. You're talking about how to, have a proper time mind frame, how to, prepare yourself in advance for the test day. Like you had this 21 days of doing the same thing regularly. It takes a lot of dedication and hard work, and that's why we always say the GMAT is a journey that you live. So, one important thing that you mentioned is it's not about doing the questions correct, but it's also about doing it on time. So, how did you manage your time effectively? If you can throw some insight on that.
Uh, First is when I was doing the homework that's given, so all the questions, difficult questions and all. Earlier, being a perfectionist, anytime I had a difficult question, I would first, spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes trying to first, I'll solve this question no matter what happens. And then I'll go to other questions. That did not work at all. So I think I spoke with Babanpreet sir, and he told me that simply put a time limit. So I started doing that. So no matter how hard the question is, if I don't know this, just mark it and move ahead. So I did that during my practice. So I just divided how many questions are there. So 2 minutes per question. And I started doing that. So of course I missed a few. I got a few wrong, but I got into that habit of knowing ki there is a clock ticking. So just move ahead, quickly move ahead. Don't try to solve everything at that time. And that if you have, I think time management you can tackle. You need to know that and practice with time. That will really help you.
So the reason of solving the questions using the timer was that what happens is at times we keep it to our ego. No, I know this concept. This question, definitely I'll crack this one. I can do this one. I'll definitely do this one. See, understand one thing that I do understand. You want to answer that question. You might also be able to get an answer, but not in that given time frame. It's not testing you on the basis of that. It's a timed exam, so definitely there are going to be some questions wherein you might not be able to solve that. So you need to mark in some answer and move on. There's a reason why we have the review feature given to you now. Okay, so just mark in an answer. If you're not able to do it, you have consumed your 2.5 or 3 minutes. Just move on to the next question.
Yeah, I made my peace with it. I mean, not to take a question, not take it in on my ego कि ये मुझसे कैसे नहीं होगा. So don't do that mistake. 'Cause that will cost you four other questions. So just feel like ये हो गया I'll solve it tomorrow after the exam. Think about it like that. But at least it will help your score. Not, it should not hamper other questions.
Okay, so coming to the review question. So did you use the review feature?
I used it only once during the quants part, and it was what I did basically was first of all I had decided not I won't make a situation where I have to go for the review, okay? And in quants, what basically I did was while solving whichever question I felt it's a bit dicey, I just wrote it down on the rough sheet, the question number, and I kept moving ahead. And once I had finished it with a few minutes to spare, I went back to that question, I looked at it, and just it was just a confirmation. It was correct. I didn't had to change it, but as a confirmation. And for DI, I couldn't do that because anyway, last two questions, I think I just marked something and I went ahead because of time. And for verbal also, I did not need it. I mean, just moved ahead with it. It's not going to for verbal. I didn't think for myself it's going to matter again going back and reading everything. So I just left it.
Yeah, I had one last question. So the sheet that he's talking about is the scratch paper that we always ask our students to use, because unless you get habituated with it, it will be difficult for anybody to use it on the test day. So Aditya, you have already shared many insights and tips with the upcoming test takers that we have today. So any last minute advice that you would like to give before we open the Q&A section?
I mean, if you just talked about that sheet, be very careful. They give you two markers and they tell you not please cap it. No, don't leave it open. I left it open and I was thinking I did this. The gravity went, I don't know where the ink went. It's got stuck. And I used the second one again, it got stuck. I'm in the pressure of the exam and I'm raising my hand for many more markers. So be calm. If one question you get trapped, it's okay. Just be calm. And there was, I'll say one thing for me which worked was again quants and DI. I took it together, right? So basically, for with quants and DI, I had this like I'll have the question, this rough sheet down and solving and looking, answering. That's it. And then I took a 10 minutes break. After that break, I did not have any rough sheet or anything in front of me. For verbal, I was just looking at it, reading it, and going ahead. So I did personally, I did not make any notes for verbal. I have never, and I don't know, it works for me because already there is so much information. I don't have to look down, write something. So I said this is not good for me. So I did not do that. I don't know if it will work for everyone, but I thought, no, for verbal, I won't use anything else. I think that's all.
Great. This is why we called it, a narrative-based session, like a real insight. These insights you're not going to get anywhere, right? I mean, unless someone has lived them. So, okay, I think from mentor side, we are done with our questions. We can now open the Q&A section. So,
So everyone, I guess you have the access to the Q&A. You may type in
yeah.
your questions. We already have one of the question.
Uh,
I guess mentors would be the right person to answer this. So the question is, can you explain your my plan? Post theoretical classes, what was your practice and mock strategy? Okay, this is for you, Aditya. So post your classes, what was your practice and mock strategy?
Oh, I see a different question. Okay. What is the question? I don't see it here. I have a question from Ashwin
Uh,
here. So,
yeah, please click on Q&A. There's a option of Q&A.
oh, okay. So somebody else has put it on the chat as well. Huh?
Yeah.
So can you explain your my plan post the theoretical classes? What was your practice and mock strategy? Oh, okay. So for me, I think for my plan, we just went with, understanding what the strengths are. And I think because we have 5, 6 mocks, you should try, with different, I would say, even if you're confident that this strategy works, you should try like, changing the section. Even if it doesn't work, you'll be happy knowing that, okay, this approach is the best. So just do that. And what was your practice and mock strategy? Like I mentioned, you all the practice you do it with timed. Every question you keep it timed. It doesn't matter if it's hard difficulty. You're doing it for the first time. You still keep it timed. So get used to doing that. How much time should be given to each section in GMAT exam? Each section, how much time should be given? I don't understand the question. You can speak up if you want.
So anyone who,
Anyway,
who
already
has typed in this question, so there are 45 minutes for each section. GMAT, so that is the amount of time you should be giving. Next question is, how do you work on the verbal after class? That is
Yeah,
an
I
important
said
question.
one mistake I initially did was thinking it's about my English. It's not. For verbal, you I would say go through, understand what the question is asking. One thing I will say for verbal, forget about the options for now. Just look at a question, I mean the substance that's given and the question stem after that. Read the question stem, understand what the question is asking, move on to the next. Understand what the question is asking, move on to the next, because a lot of the times we don't even realize what the question is trying to ask us. Once we are very clear on that, the options, sorting out the options becomes easy. So do that, I would say. How do I learn, evaluate from my mistakes in the most effective if I'm stuck at hard level of questions? This you should I mean go with your mentors. I mean personally, sit with them, understand, because what mistakes you are making could be different. For me, one thing I was stuck on is in quants, understanding the language. So because if I misunderstand the language, I would solve it correct, but that's not what the question is asking. So if you can be clear again with the questions, I can answer you. Because how do I learn? This will be very personalized. I mean, it's up to you what exactly problem you are facing. It could be anything. How many mocks did you give and what source mocks? Source the same, I think the IMS website or something is there. Sorry, the GMAT exam
So
site is there,
he
right?
so he went for the official marks that were provided by us.
Official mocks I did. I didn't do any more than the official mocks. I have not done extra exams by myself, nothing like that. And don't even bother. Just too much preparation will give you all, heavy, make you heavy. So I understand this guy. Use the OG and mock alone to practice for the concept to strengthen your understanding of the. No, no. I did not use anything else. And I'm being honest about it. You don't have to use a lot of things. You understand whatever is given clearly and you'll be able to do it. So, and for, understanding, if you're saying the basic concepts, wherever you have problems, sit with the teacher. I have seen with some students, I'm talking about my school and college days, whenever they have a doubt, they, nudge the next person, like, puchna, don't do this. Okay, you have doubts. You might feel some people have this, because I'm being honest, some people have this, that
Right.
not asking doubts in front of everyone. But the whole point in going to some learning institute is to learn. So obviously you don't come there knowing everything. So get your concepts clear in the class itself and with sessions with the mentors. That would be best. I'm giving my exam in the next month. I'm facing problems in 630 plus level questions, whereas medium level I'll solve very easily. How do I prepare for only higher level questions and achieve accuracy? Now, if your problem is with, accuracy, first of all, somewhere along the line, you have to prepare yourself mentally. And so the what you need to first realize what the problem is. Is the problem based on the time, or you get stressed that you already know it's a hard level question. So that also sometimes can hold you back. And other thing is, if you have your exams in the next month, find out, I mean, you must know what the time it is. And from my personal level, I'm saying do some meditation practice and all these things. Because again, this GMAT, you know everything, but your mind should be calm, very calm. And the second attempt that I gave, I had no stress, no worries. I was so chilled. When I went to the, I think for the exam center. So that is any advice for student with non-math background for quant section. Non-math background, you sit with Bhavanpreet sir and you ask him what all these things you have to be doing. How much time do you spend daily preparing for GMAT? Not more than whatever the exam time is. I mean, I used to, so what I did was, so if my exam is at 10:30, so 10:30 I'll sit, I'll do some questions and then take a break and then do a few more questions. But not more than that. Only the time given for exam, that only that time I prepared myself. Because I think before that, the first attempt is on random times I was doing. So that is not good. See, you need to understand something. If you have a certain lifestyle, like if you go to sleep at 2 a.m. in the night, so obviously every day, if tomorrow if you decide to go at 12 p.m., you will not be able to sleep. 12 a.m. you'll not be able to sleep. So that is the thing. Habit is very important. So if instead of thinking how much time do you have to prepare, think about this, what time is your exam, plan accordingly. Because if I am used to solving my questions in the afternoon and I have my exam in the morning, I'm not in that frame of mind at all. So get that as a habit. So, before at least um, when you register for the dates for 1 month, you should be ready. Even while registering, register according to your daily, how your schedule is, when you're the most comfortable. So do that. Can you please substantiate on how to be consistent during the GMAT preparation? See, consistency is up to you. I myself have trouble with consistency, but you just have to. And see, the thing with, again, I'll say, because I have done a lot of research on this thing, is for the dopamine hit, I had to, like, let myself go on some other aspects. So I wasn't like super hard on myself. After the exam, I would relax and watch a movie and all those things. So your brain, if you put your brain through a lot of things in this 1 month, healthy bhi khana, no Netflix and this and that, all these things, it'll be too much for you. If you're doing this from the very start, it's okay. But in the 1 month, because your brain is like, I have to process a lot of things. So of course we don't know. It's like we don't want to take the easy route, right? That's why you deal with consistency issues, because the brain doesn't want to go the easy route, right? So you convince yourself, okay, this is the hard time. I'll do this, and then I'll relax. I'll celebrate. I'll relax, watch a movie, whatever. You know. So do that. I think that will help you. If consistency is the issue, that can help you a lot. It's a mental game for anybody struggling with consistency. It's a mental game. What are the source of article you recommend for verbal? What article? I don't know. Read the PDF. I said I talked about articles. I said it is not helpful reading some newspaper article or anything. It's not helpful. So I said use the PDF and understand the question. That would be good. There is one. Okay.
We have questions in the chat box
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
That's what I saw first. Okay.
Yeah.
Is overall 4 months of preparation is including college application? No, no, no. College application was after that. That doesn't include college application. This was 4 months only GMAT. Which college did you end up opting for, and which one did you apply to? So first of all, I have applied to two colleges only. That was Harvard and Stanford, and I got rejected. Okay. So obviously, when it comes to college application, I was not as prepared, or did not give as importance as I did for my GMAT exam, because I think 2 days or 3 days before I started working on the essays, and one night before I purchased that what Chat GPT Premium to quickly write down all the SOPs and everything. So, but I thought, what, I'll just do it. I'll just to get used to it, and I'm planning to give it apply to more colleges. This time I've decided not to go to US. I'll focus more on Europe because it aligns with my business, and also I'm happy I did not get anywhere or apply to more colleges, because you see what's happening with the tariffs and everything. Visa would have gotten rejected anyway. So next is, how do I work on the overall time management in the exam? Yeah, you should know again, I think a few are repeated because I've answered before. Data interpretations section, any all advice? Again, working on both. Can you share the PDF? Yeah, I'll share with the teachers will give you. Can you explain your my plan? Yeah, that was same. I don't see a Q&A in my Zoom. Okay. Which source of article? Okay. How did you manage your time, like study hours and weekdays, weekend? No, as I said, during the exam, whatever the time I chose, that's all. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No problem, Ashvijay. Any other questions anybody wants to ask? Please go ahead. Any
I
genuine, like,
think
I
there's
think,
one more question in Q&A.
yeah. Sorry, let me check. uh, for an engineer person, how to work on verbal. Yes, again, I'll tell you that the PDF that was there, that is the best thing. That PDF will help you a lot. Don't feel that somehow you will, again, I'm coming back to the same point. The English want to improve or something. Don't bring all these things in your mind. An engineer person cannot do verbal. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. You just understand the question. And actually, I'll tell you one thing. Just like there is structure for quants and everything, even verbal there is a structure. Okay, that's why the PDF has helped me. There is a very logical structure behind the questions. So that's why I said before going to the options, the 5 options, first only look at the question and the question stem, and you will find the structure. Once you understand the structure, it becomes mathematical. It's like a very logical process. So that's how it is. So understand the structure. It has a structure. If you don't understand it, it will feel like I'm reading so much, and all this is going over my head. You will become very your head will become heavy that I'm reading all this, and we are not used to doing that. But there is a structure, and you understand that. How will you be sharing the? I think your teachers will share that. I'll
I'll do that. I'll do that. I
yeah.
have the PDF.
What aspects you work to build your profile? Are you asking like my resume profile? They asking what aspects you work? That, so I mean, see what your background is, and what you're passionate about. You start doing those things. That see, I think once I get my admission, then we can have another this thing. you know, how to improve the profile. Right now, I'm also in the same boat as you guys, so we'll see how it goes. And I think from an international perspective, we are looking for GMAT because we want to go out, right? So from that perspective, you should be clear at where you want to go, what kind of lifestyle you want to have, and accordingly you build that. I have had some advice from my friends that uh, approach the what people on LinkedIn who are from that college, ask them how it's done, all those things. But we'll see. I'm going through that as well. I can't really advise you on profile. I get into college, then I'll let you know for sure, Girish. Yes.
Actually, Aditya, you have mentioned a very important thing that, along with a very good work, score, you also need a very strong profile that can, potentially land you in a very good B school or university. That actually goes hand in hand. We do tell this to our students. I think after having this interaction with you, they will also now understand how important it is for them to, start working on their profile.
Yeah, and see, if you are working on your profile, see, start, handling actual problems in the world out there. Anything you can find doing, worth doing. So, because, I'm in the business already, I have failed a few times. But then here what happens, and then finally, when you do a business, it's very this thing. But even if you're at a job, uh, try to take responsibility. The first business I'll tell you that I started, it wasn't because I want to do a business. After college, I'll share this small story if we have time. After college,
Yeah, yeah, correct.
we have this mandatory 3 to 6 months internship. So in that internship, everybody had this okay job karke ghar jana, right? So I was so involved. I want to learn new things, all those things. I'm in engineering, but I was doing so many things for the company. There was one more intern with me. So he was like asking for, I didn't even know that they're going to pay me. That guy was asking for money. I didn't even consider those things. But they themselves said we'll pay money and all those. But I was so close with the MD of the company. I gotten so close with them because I was, directly helping them in a lot of things. Uh, Finally, the VP of that company, the VP of HR, he left that job and we started a business together. So that's how, your impact helps a lot. So, and if you're considering also, applying abroad, you will be needing, what do you call that? Recommendations. And the recommendations need to be genuine. So how will you get recommend anybody if you ask them, oh boss, please write me a recommend, they can just fill up with nice, okay, smart and all those things. They are used to getting these things. But if you're actually involved with them, there is a personal touch to it. So that really helps a lot. I think you keep that mindset that I want to do something different and put in effort that way. Obviously, you take it, how you can. Anything else also you can ask me, no problem. It's very You'll get all honest answers. No problem. I think questions are over.
I
This
think
is
we don't have
everyone
any
before
more
like
questions.
yeah, before if nobody has a question, I'll just say that don't think that this score is unachievable or anything. You do the right things, okay? You speak with the mentors, you take efforts for your own I would say intellectual health. Okay, you do that and it is very much possible. And I think all of you can do it if you really put your mind to it. But just look at the structure and go about it. Look, why
Yeah,
are you
I think the
but,
person means taking
yeah,
the GMAT online once, and if he or she doesn't get
Hmm.
decided score, can the person then go for an in-person exam the second time?
plan for I would say you plan for an in-person and don't be in such a hurry.
Right.
It's not GMAT is not free. You're spending what 25,000, 26, 30, 30,000 rupees and every time you're giving an exam. Why doing this? Just take your time, plan accordingly. It's better to be prepared than to, just go all in directly from the starting step.
And most of the universities do not even accept the score of
Yeah,
GMAT that
that is
has
what
been
I
taken
feel.
online at
There
home.
is a bit of a bias. So the universities don't
Yeah.
give much importance to the online score. So don't bother, just prepare and when you are able to travel, go and do the in-person wala thing. How much time do you spend daily preparing for the GMAT exam? As I said, it's just those 2 hours or even less, I would say. For GMAT exam, how many rough paper will we get during the exam? They give a good spiral binding sheets. It has laminated papers on it. And I would say there are 8 pages at least, and that too back and forth, you can use them. So rough paper, I don't think you really have to worry about it. It's more than enough. And after every section, you know, you'll be get another, or there's a break. You can plan your break accordingly as well. You don't have to worry about that. And they're quite prompt as well. You don't have to say anything. You raise your hand, the invigilator comes, and they are always around, so they can help you a lot. So that I think the pre-exam jitters you get over with, because if anybody is giving for the first time, I would really not tell them that this is not like any other exam, sorry, you have given before. You'll feel like you're actually in some government office or passport or visa you've gone for. It's very strict. So don't let that make you nervous. Okay, be relaxed. Everything is there. Proper water bottle they give, and they give tissues. You're only allowed to carry the locker key and your passport. That's it. Not even Aadhaar, PAN, nothing in your pockets. They make you unbutton your sleeves. Everything is checked. Okay, so don't be nervous. Just relax and go. I think that's it. I also had all these questions. Unfortunately, I had all these questions, rough paper and all this during the first attempt. So it's good you get it clear here itself. There you go and you're sitting there. What is this? Where have I come? This is good. So just be relaxed and know that this is going to come. But they are all very helpful people over there, and there is nothing to worry about. Just don't forget your passport.
Thank you, Aditya. It was really very, very insightful, to hear everything in a very raw manner, in a very honest, manner. And I mean, although I have like known you for a very short period of time, but to accept that your business failed and to accept it amongst so many people, it takes a lot of courage. So thank you so much for being so honest, helping our students and everybody who was not a part of IMS the Princeton Review for being here with us. So thanks a lot, and do visit the center sometime soon.
No, I was planning. I think first I'll get my admissions and everything sorted out. And I definitely plan to visit. It's nearby. I can come anytime, वैसे तो. It's
Yes.
Yeah.
just involved in some other things. That's why I don't.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you for your honest feedbacks and reviews.
Yes.
From being a person who was always late for my class to getting a 99 percentile, it was a good journey. I know you didn't want me to add this, but yeah, thank you
No,
for
no,
being with
I
us
remember
and
that
coming
it's
to
for
this.
you actually. I mean, I saw your message that you put. Maybe you shared our personal message in that. आप देने का मन नहीं कर रहा. That message. That was very weird because as I said, all these practices that I did for myself are helpful. The reason being, I was for a month or so, I was going to this meeting in Thane every day, and the person over there was शाम तक काम हो जाएगा नहीं कल आ जाओ कल काम हो जाएगा every day I was hearing the same thing for like a month. And then at that time I was in the car going to Thane, and you had messaged me how's the prep going, and I was like देने का मन नहीं कर रहा. But that's why I'll say that because in life a lot of things will happen around you, so don't let that hamper your GMAT prep at all. So be calm, be relaxed. हो जाएगा सब. Can all do it. And thank you so much for calling me. So this feels nice, and I'm confident all of you can really do it. So all the best to all of you, and chillax, can do it.